This is Starpoint Radio.
Radio. Let's welcome Mr. Leee John Imagination. Lee, are you there?
I'm here. Good afternoon, one and all.
Lovely to have you along on the show today. Imagination formed in 1981.
Wow, gosh, it's a long, long time. But you know, in 2021 will be 40 years since Body Talk.
That's incredible, isn't it?
I know. It's like, I think to myself, my goodness, I didn't think I'd last that long.
Do you still talk to your old bandmates? Or?
I haven't seen them in a very, very long time. We're doing so many different things. I mean, Ashley lives in the Far East, and he teaches out there. He teaches music and stuff. So, I don't really see Errol at all. He does his own thing. But, I spoke to Ashley maybe a year ago or something like that. You know, it's just, our lives just went different directions.
Well, I think you chose the best direction. You're still doing really, really well. Retropia album's done really, really well. Number one UK soul car hit.
Thanks for all the support.
We do it right now, and the new single is going through the roof.
Yeah, The Art of Love, Part 1, Part 2. It's really funny because I've recorded this track 3 times, believe it or not. And the very first time, actually it's a bit of an anniversary because I wrote it with Tony Swain, and Tony Swain was one of my old producers from the Imagination days, and we'd written it, and we had done it in one kind of a version, and then I recorded it to the Best of Imagination, which was out about 5-6 years ago, another version of it. But this version was a version that to me, it was more organic because it had real bass, it had real guitars, everything was real. And, of course, featuring the wonderful Snowboy on it, it just had this natural, organic sense about it and sensibility. And we recorded it in the old EMI studios in Highbury, where Queen used to do a lot of their recording. So it has a little bit of historics there. I think on drums we had one of the drummers from the James Taylor Quartet, JTQ, and what's his name, Neil Angrilli, who's a big jazz pianist. He actually helped me with the arrangements, and we had some of the top brass players from who work with like the World and stuff. They're all on it. So it was real UK organic, Brit funk association in a sense on this track, and I wanted it to be epic. I knew what I wanted with this track. I wanted it to be something that, had a classicness. And to be honest with you, when I'm writing stuff or producing things, I'm always trying to get that classic thing, something a little bit different. Last year I had Police and Thieves along with Do It Right Now, and each one is different. And that's where I've always wanted to do something organic, something different, like Betcha by Golly Wow.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about that off air, weren't we? That you'll cover the stylists. It was a great version as well. So we've got some breaking exclusive news. The Art of Loving is going to be on a 7-inch single.
Yes, it is. I mean, can you imagine? It's 2020 we're coming up to, and in January you'll be able to get on vinyl Part 1, Part 2, like the old days, on a 7-inch single, which is really exciting because it's going to be a limited special edition. And you'll be able to get it. We'll make the announcement where you can get it online and where you can buy it. But those vinyl junkies out there, it's going to be a really, really special single.
Apparently, it's going to come out with a most amazing picture sleeve, and that's to come out in January, I believe.
Yes, it is. It is going to be picture sleeve and everything. And it just takes me back, because a lot of people, are into the vinyl. I still have my record player. I never got rid of my record player, and I still got all my vinyl. I was talking about it the other day. I was thinking, what do I do with the vinyl? Should I put them away? But I still like, putting the needle on the record, as they say.
Well, a lot of people now, they collect it and never play them. They just buy them and never open them.
Exactly. I mean, I still do, like we've got actually for the Retropia album, we've got a very special limited edition of the vinyl of the album. So maybe we can even, besides doing a competition on The Art of Love, we could probably do a special edition on the vinyl album, because that's a lot of people don't even realize it's on vinyl too.
Oh, that's great.
With different mixes, actually, because we had to, you had to get, the needle time had to get the quality. We had to make sure that it was certain amounts. So certain tracks were extended. Certain tracks had, very different mixes, very different EQs. So that again is another special edition.
So you've been recording the film, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, right now, this very minute, we are in my studio upstairs, and we are doing, I was in St. Lucia recently for the Roots and Soul Festival with my band, and while I was there, we decided to do a little historical monument for St. Lucia, and we've called it I Love St. Lucia, and quite a few people are in it, like Pepsi DeMarc from Pepsi and Shirley, who I've known for years. She's in St. Lucia. She has a boat company out there. But I managed to interview the Prime Minister and quite a few different people on the beach, and people are on holiday. And it was great. So we're just editing that. And then my long-standing 8-year project, Flashback, which is the history of UK black music, we're nearly coming to the end of that. We were in MIPCOM recently. We've had loads and loads and loads and loads of interest for people to get involved with us to take it internationally. So we have, 500 hours and nearly over 100 interviews of artists, producers, A&R people. We stem from the turn of the century up until today. But the main parts are the 70s, 80s, 90s, where, British black music was very, very prominent on the international stage as well as in the UK, and so much diversity of music, from classical to jazz to our own dance music to soul to R&B, and there were so many different artists out there that you could, not saying that they're not around there today, but it's, you could recognize who they were, and they were all very individual.
So you're just as big in Europe. In fact, you're a superstar, aren't you, in France and many other countries?
Yeah, I could say that. I mean, it's a different situation here, but we never stopped having hits over there. In actual fact, my jazz album, Feel My Soul, has become like a classic album in Europe, and people over here are just discovering it. We recorded that in 2005, 2006 in Rochefort, near La Rochelle in France, and we did a DVD with it, a making of. And we're probably going to try and relaunch that later on next year as a special edition, because a lot of people didn't realize that I did the jazz, and I developed a completely different audience. And then I had a top 10 dance record of one of the tracks, Sensuality, in America with it. I didn't want anything to be remixed, but then one of the DJs decided that he was going to try and take my voice off, which he did, and Sammy D. And he got me a hit, which was really cool. But it was great. I love working with live musicians. I feel the best. I mean, recently we just did a charity in Manchester for teenage cancer, and the audience there was so amazing. But I must say, my band were really hot. They were really, really, really hot. Because I'm doing so much stuff like the filming and some charity stuff and stuff. When I get on stage with the band now, it's really real. It's really, I just loved it. I just love performing with the musicians and stuff.
Well, you still got it, haven't you? I mean, you keep yourself fit, don't you? Go swimming every morning, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah. I think everybody knows that. I think they try and watch out for me in the mornings. I think, there's Lee. He's there. It's great therapy. It's great for when you get, as we say, 40 plus. You just have to kind of look after yourself and condition yourself, really. And it's become very natural to me. Wherever I go, if I can't swim, I'll jog or something just to open up the system. And recently I've been doing a little bit of Tai Chi as well, which is great for the breathing and also with all the stress that's going on in the world today, we're lucky that we can still be doing the music and enjoying the music and entertaining. And I think we are an outlet for people, musicians and artists like ourselves. We're an outlet so that people can enjoy the music and escape from all the Brexit rubbish, Yep. So I think that something like The Art of Love, in particular, has that escape. When I was writing it, I was actually in the Caribbean at the time. I was by the beach, and I was writing it like I could hear the waves of the music, speaking to me. And then all of a sudden, the heat came down, and that's when the percussion started getting into it, and that was all in my mind, the whole arrangement, And I remember the influences of disco and funk and jazz and obviously the sense of the early imagination type sound. So I wanted to have a bit of all of that, and you'll find it towards the end. There's like a jazz fusion coming in with all the horns, and that's what the Art of Love is about.
Well, you look good for 40. Going back to that subject, you look good for 40. Brilliant.
Naughty 40.
So I asked you, you're going to do the Art of Love in concert, and you said you're going to take a lot of rehearsal to do that. Is that right?
Well, yeah, we are. We're actually going to rehearse it it's a week after next. I think I booked the band in. We're going to rehearse, because there's been people saying, are you going to do it? We had a show in Newcastle a week before, and people were asking me, are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? And as soon as I say to the band, let's do this, everybody starts worrying. I think, oh my God, do we know the arrangement? Everybody starts ringing everybody. So we are going to do it. We're definitely going to do it. It's one of those tracks that, it has a classic feel to it, and it's a memorable track to end the year with on a high note, I think, definitely.
Brilliant. What are you doing? Any plans for Christmas?
Work.
Oh, yeah.
We're off to France to do some shows, and then we're preparing. Next year's a very, very special year because we're leading up to 2021, but we have some projects which I cannot talk about at all because I'm sworn to secrecy, but one of them is going to be on television, which is going to be I think maybe April, May next year, and it's quite a big project. Plus, we will be finishing Flashback, the history of UK black music, and that in itself it will be a home run for us because it's been a long time coming. And then there's another project, and in fact two other projects, which will be out in the year, which I cannot, because it's with some collaborations which I can't mention, and then there's some other little sideline things. Oh, I have done a duet with a French artist, Plastic Bertrand, and we've done a track which sounds like a combination of Chic and Daft Punk. It's got that kind of flavor to it, so that's going to be out at Don't Stop the World from Turning, it's called, and that's going to be out. So there's going to be a lot of activity next year.
Well, I hope it's better than his hit "Saint Point pour moi." Do you remember that? It's like a punk rock thing, wasn't it?
He's crazy. I actually wrote his part so that, because he's not a fantastic singer, so I had to write this part, and it's kind of like a Herbie Hancock. I thought it was you sort of feel to it. So he's doing that bit, but it works. It works quite well. Right,
you want to do a competition, give away some copies of your deluxe version of the CD, Retropia?
Yes, definitely. We have some special CDs, because these days everybody downloads, but we still believe in doing some special CD promotion for you. So I have The Art of Love Part 1, Part 2, Leee John featuring Snowboy, which is right in front of me, and I would like to give, let's say, 5 copies. No, let's make it even 6 copies. 6 copies to the person who could answer this question.
Here we go. Drum roll.
There was an American female artist who every year, around this time of the year, gets into the chart. She's really, really, really popular. She's been around a long time. And she wanted a duet with Whitney Houston. But she also did an Imagination song, which was a hit. And this record, a lot of people know. Can you tell me who this artist was?
Do you want to repeat it just one more time?
The artist who recorded an Imagination track and became a big hit, an American singer. She's well known. She's done the duet with Whitney Houston, and she gave the game away there. She has a hit every Christmas, and I think I even gave the game away. So. So there should be some winners very soon.
So inbox me your answers, please, and you'll get a CD on its way to you. Thank you very much, Lee. Thanks for joining us today.
It was great, and thank you all for the support. It's great that, after all these years, that there's still audiences out there that love to hear the music, and I'll be doing it until they kick me off the stage. For me, it's just fun just to be doing the music, and I'm enjoying it more now, I think, than I did, years ago because it was all about the industry as well and stuff. But I'm loving it, and I love seeing the faces and the fans out there. So for me, it's great. So we'll be out there next year. We'll be doing. Actually, we're doing a lot of shows. We're doing the Jazz Cafe, I think, in London in May. If you go on my website, www.leejohn.com, gig guide, you will see all the dates. We're going to be doing some shows across the country, and which I haven't done for quite a while. I did a few arenas earlier this year, but these are going to be smaller gigs so I can meet out with people. We're in Northampton in March. I do know that.
That's good.
And we'll be in Manchester and I think Leeds and a few other places.
I think if they kicked you off the stage, you'd do a somersault right in the end, come back on, wouldn't you?
I'm from the old school where, they have to, they always say, oh, you're going to do 40 minutes or do 45 minutes. I just don't take any mind. I just do it, It's like, with the band, we know we've got a regular show we'll do, but I always want to do something a little bit different for each audience because I think they deserve it. And, it just works you a little bit more, I think. So I never do a run-of-the-mill kind of show. That's just not me, from the costumes to whatever we're doing. It's very important. The presentation, to me, is very, very important, and to give your best and give 1,000%.
Brilliant. How do we find you online? How to become a fan of the Leee John Imagination?
To become a fan of me. And actually, we're on www.leejohn.com. That's with 3 E's, Leejohn. You could also go to www.retropia.co, retropia.co. You can email me on leejohn23 That's for the fans. And we are setting up a new merchandise link so that you want to buy T-shirts, LPs, anything on the physical side, or if you want to come to a show and you want to pre-order it, then you can get it sent to you, or we can bring it to you. So that's happening. So a lot of exciting stuff.
What, hand delivery? There you are.
Hand delivery. Yeah, hand delivery like Santa.
Fantastically. Thanks for joining us today. Have a fantastic Christmas. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
you have a great Christmas, and thank you all once again. Peace, love, and light.
Thank you.
This is Starpoint Radio.